Hi guys, welcome to my crafty home and garden, and today we are going to be doing a tour of my new sewing studio. This used to be my husband's bonus room, but now it is my sewing studio. It's a much better use of space in my personal opinion. I love this space. Majority of the items are thrifted or antique finds or free finds or stuff we had in this house for years to come. So that's really exciting and encouraging for those who feel as if they need to buy new things to put into a room to make it cozy. I love the mismatch furniture. I love the story that it holds. It's great conversation pieces. So we're going to just go ahead and start over here. This is my 2D media space. I don't do a lot of painting and drawing. But I do like having these here. I get a lot of stuff off of Facebook Marketplace and free finds. That way I don't spend so much money on these art supplies that can be extremely expensive for me just to play around with and to have fun. This tray container I got from a friend, gave it to me for free. I keep some of my sketch pads on top, and then I have some behind there. I don't really have a lot of links for anything because, like I said, most stuff is thrifted. This table I got for free. I like to use this, sit at this to cut. I also use this to do scrapbooking. And then I'll move these mats to paint and color on. It's just a good spot. I'm currently working on some tutus. I have some washcloths that crocheted. And there's some cutting tools and pins, a rotating mat, super helpful quilting. This is a vintage sewing table. It opens up, but there's no sewing machine in here. I got it for free. I probably could link this, but you can just search felted ironing mat. And this is the little mini iron I use when I am ironing smaller pieces of fabric. When I need to iron large pieces, I just get an ironing board. And that's the heater. This room is above the garage, so sometimes it gets cold during the winter. but it's starting to warm up finally. I'm super excited about that. Over here is a hanging rack and a mannequin. Mannequin came from Amazon. This hanging rack came from Amazon. I use this a lot when I am doing craft shows and when I'm at home, I like to hang stuff that I'm working on. And then I use this when I make my tutu dresses. It just makes it easier. This super cute teapot came from Bath and Body Works. Stress relief. I try in this room, there's 2 attics. I'll show you the other one when we get to the other side. So I try to make sure that whatever's in front of here is super lightweight and easy to move. So this doesn't take nothing to move because we do access this attic. We'll need to be able to. This bookshelf, oh gosh, if you've watched my videos, you've known I had this bookshelf for years, and I originally used it for crafty stuff, and then it got used for books, and now it's back using for crafty stuff again. And it's great. I didn't think I would like seeing my fabric out, but actually I love all the colors. So it's really encouraging, like, okay, I need to do something with this fabric. Most of the fabric I have is, this is quilt cotton stuff up here, as you can see. And then I have, I'm really gotten into like ethnic prints. So I love these prints. And I got a bag of scraps and then like jelly roll. These are apparel fabrics. We have a lot of knit. I make headbands with these, and these I like to make little skirts. And these are like the smock fabrics. I make dresses for myself with those. And then down here with some more apparel fabric, and this is pre-quilted fabric. I know somebody's having a baby, so I'm gonna make them a quick baby blanket with that. And then underneath here, I just keep my embroidery thread for my embroidery machine. I like it this way because I can see all my colors, and I keep the papers that come with it. And then what I ended up doing is numbering my colors, because I get the same brand of colors. So when I want to match something, I can. And it just makes it easier because sometimes the paper on the, well, this one has it on the top, but the ones who don't have the paper on the bottom, and they come off pretty easily sometimes. So it's nice just to write it on the top, and it helps me keep track of the colors that I have and helps me not overbuying colors, because I've done that multiple times, so that's why I do that. And that just slides under there. This little TV stand, glass is missing. My son threw something. I forgot what happened. But anywho, I keep Downton Abbey DVDs. What is this? A laminating machine, some old computers I don't use often or much anymore. DVD player. That's my knitting machine. And there's some knitting and crocheting stuff down there, like some circular needles, and then this is what you can use to put yarn in. And then I have this cup that has crochet hooks and knitting hooks. These are hooks I don't use often and don't gravitate towards. On this side is kind of like my little tea section. I like drinking hot tea, so I have a little kettle, and I use this to keep tea in. And then that's just a mug I was gifted, so I like to keep at least one mug up here. I'm an American Girl doll fan. This is the original Pleasant Company Addie doll, and then of course that's Melody. This shelf I got with a chair for $40. Not the shelf by it, so the chair was worth the $40, and I got the shelf too. So I was like, yes, please. And I just use it to hold some tea stuff that I got. That's a picture of my aunt, my great aunt, that is. Crafting books are in here. Pencil drawing, weekend sewing, turning 20 quilt, underground railroad sampler, log cabin quilts, and then I have another log cabin quilt pattern, and I have all kinds of books. And then this is just a notebook that I had for years. I don't know where I got that notebook from. When I say years, I mean like at least 20 plus years. And it's just been with me throughout the years. I'm a breastfeeding counselor, so I do have lactation stuff. That's actually my day job. So I do counsel moms on lactation and So I also have to keep up my certification. So anywho, that's that. And then there's some other notebooks that I have for other work that I do. And here are some projects that I've been completed years ago. I made these little envelope bags at a quilting expo. So I keep some projects. And then there's some yarn inside that basket there. I don't like keeping a lot of excess yarn. And then these are some books that I thrifted that was given to me, and I thrifted that set. I still have my original set, but then I found this one is thrifted, and I got this one thrifted too, so I want to get some more of these stands because I have more dolls. I want to paint the walls like a really light lavender. So you can see, this is the color all over the house. We chose this one because I wanted a little color in the walls, but I didn't necessarily want to commit to a bold color. So I like how light it is with a touch of blue. So I want to do the same thing with purple, like a super, super light lilac so just a little touch of it. And when that's finished, I kind of threw that up as an example, but I want to add more floral garland all through here and some hanging flower pots. I can't do a lot of real plants or mini real plants. There is a skylight up here. However, we don't get a lot of direct sunlight here to be able to have plants survive. I have tried and they have died. So real plants don't come up here. I just do faux plants. I think it'd be really pretty to have floral plants hanging and garland. This is where I work when I'm doing counseling over the phone. And then I have my embroidery machine up here. And then underneath my desk, because I got this dress off of Facebook Marketplace, which is super helpful. I have my suitcase here that I kind of just keep there. This is some embroidery machine stuff. I keep thread that are not part of that color and other stuff like that. So this is just embroidery stuff, and this is just office stuff. And like I said, I keep my machine up here. I do want to work on having better organization on my desk. And then here, I want to keep clean because this is where I typically work at. I made this pillow years ago, for my room when I was a teenager. I actually made all these pillows. This chair was in my first sewing room, and then had my son. It moved into the master bedroom and it's been there. And now that I have a sewing room again, it's back. I want to do a cover for it. Real Market doesn't make this chair anymore. So there's that. This is the other chair I got. I'm super excited about it. This is the one I got with a bookcase for $40. I do want to get another cushion because this one's kind of thin and worn out, but the cushion is still way cheaper to get versus, I think this chair costs like $100+, like $120, $130 on Amazon. And if you go to World Market, they're closer to $200. So I love it. It's super comfortable. This is my sewing cabinet that I got off of Walmart maybe 15 or 20 years ago. It opens up and the leaf up there opens up too as well. And then I just use that chair. This is pretty lightweight to move, and then that arm rest just opens up and you can get to the other door that's here. On up here, I want to put shelving and have my dolls and their accessories displayed up there. But for now, they're just down. I have my serger underneath, and then my brother CSI 2000, something like that, there. I'm looking for another sewing machine to replace this one. I don't want to keep this one no more. It's not great quality. It's kind of finicky. So, yeah. I thought it would be a good alternative, like a quilting machine, but it's not. It's not. So, ready to let that go. This machine is much older, but it works well and it's completely metal inside, and that's probably why. And then I have, this is my machine thread, and I keep the colored bobbins with it. They're the ones I have available. And then, I don't know if I mentioned, underneath here, I have projects that are cut out that I'm working on in these scrapbooking bins. I love that system. I don't know where I saw that online, but these are a lot of quilt projects are in there. And then of course I do scrapbooking, so I have some stuff there. And these are like a lot of bigger projects that are not scrapbooking or quilting, but I still love that. And then that file cabinet right here, I keep my patterns in, and I have stickers in that little blue thing that I think he was holding some other craft project for my son, and he used it up, and I was like, oh, I can use this to put stickers in, and that's what I did. Like I said, I think I told you this table I got for free. This table here was my first dining table when I had my own apartment, and it has moved with me throughout the years, so it's really nice. I want to get a cover for it. This chair I got for free. And this cushion and the seat cushion is so comfortable to sit here. Like, this is so comfortable to sit at. It's too tall for it, but I love it. I got this both for like $4, and the chair was free. So there's that. On the other side is a closet. Half the door is broken. So that's why it's open. But what I want to do is remove the other door and put a curtain here. And it would look a lot nicer. And also make it easier to get in and out. This machine, I have a video about this machine, so I'm not going to go into detail about it. But this was a Facebook Marketplace find. Love it. And I think in here I have tulle. Yeah, tulle. And then you know how you go to Hobby Lobby or Joann's back in the day and get those pattern pieces or design ideas? That's one for tulle dress that I want. That's a punch needle or felt needle project that I did. But yeah, this is my sewing room that I am in every day, and it brings me so much joy. It is nice to have all my stuff out, because before a lot of it was in these attics, and I would have to go in there and pull out what I want to use. And now I can see what I have. Because what was happening, I was buying double of stuff. I was buying the same type of fabrics, especially threads. That was a big thing, especially with the embroidery machine. I have these 3 boxes of duplicates of embroidery thread that I bought thinking that I didn't have it. And I kept buying more boxes of thread. And so that's why I started that system there where I have the thread all in there numbered so I can see what I have. But this keeps me from having to rebuy stuff over and over again. I absolutely love this room. I can't wait to host a craft day with my friends, or you come and bring a craft. We do puzzles too. I keep my puzzles, well, the puzzle I'm working on, I keep it underneath the chair. And that's my knitting bag. I think I have a video about that. And then I have my portfolio for the art pieces. And that's something else I want to put in the wall, art that I completed. My sister gave me these humongous bear slippers, but they're great because my feet get cold, and they're perfect for that. And I just wear them in here. And that's just a back cushion, because when I'm doing the puzzles, I like to sit on the floor, and it's nice to have a cushion for your back. If you have any questions, leave a comment below. I'll do my best to answer it in the comments, or maybe I'll make a separate video. If you like this video, give it a like, share it. I appreciate the engagement, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Have a beautiful day.